Hey guys, it's now Friday and I am still in London, and I just wanted to update you on what I've been doing the rest of this week. Right now I am actually in a pretty large cemetery. It's called Brompton Cemetery, and I just happened upon it. Um, I love cemeteries. I think they're really beautiful, and it's a really cool place, I think, to see a lot of history, and I like to think about the people who are buried here and, what their life was like. This place evidently has laid to rest 200,000 people since its inception, I think in the 1870s, if I'm correct. So I've just been using up some time walking around here. I moved my accommodations. This morning I took all my things from one hotel, the courthouse, the cell, to another place because I needed a couple more nights, and I ended up moving. No issues, I just couldn't extend my stay there, so I moved hotels. I can't check in until 3, so I have stored my luggage there and headed back at 3. So right now I'm just spending some time out and about. I went and grabbed a coffee, and then I was just looking at the map and what's around me, and I spotted this cemetery, and I said, sign me up, that's where I'll go next. So that's what's really great about kind of the way I like to travel and having this much time. Obviously, in general, you can just like pick a spot on a map, go there, walk around, see what becomes of the area. So that's really what I'm doing right now. I grabbed some lunch as well. One of the local grocery stores here in England is Tesco, and they have these Tesco Express places where you can, it's a small grocery, and you can get the 3-pound meal deal. So you get a main thing, which is either like a sandwich or a salad or some little pre-made thing, and then a snack and a drink. So for 3 pounds, you get a nice little solid meal. So I did that, and I've just sat and ate here in the cemetery. So again, it's Friday. I've been here in London for a week now. I am happy that this week is behind me. Not that anything was bad. I'm just happy that I've gotten some experience under my belt now, and I feel a lot more confident in traveling again and spending time getting myself around, finding food. My confidence has really developed back in the last week. So what have I been up to? So since Tuesday, since we last spoke, I have gone to the Victorian Albert Museum, which is one of my favorites. It's huge. I ended up only having about 2.5 hours there, which wasn't really enough. I did feel rushed at the end, but I really love that place. It's free, which is also another bonus. So that was fantastic. They just have all kinds of different pieces, to do with human history, like painting, furniture, sculpture, just all kinds of art, which is what I love. I went and had high tea. I had it at a little place called Bridget's Bakery. I ended up finding high tea is not cheap, so I ended up finding one that was only 35 pounds, so it was relatively reasonable for me. It was kind of like a French style with little French petite little cakes and sandwiches. It was super fun, something that I've always wanted to try. I was not feeling spectacular after it. It was like a lot of sweets, there was some dairy in it, and I just was feeling kind of full, but totally worth it. Then later on that evening, I went to a yoga class with my friend Katie, who lives here in London, and then she and her boyfriend took me out for a drink, so that was really fun. Yesterday I walked up to Tower Bridge, which is one of my favorite iconic London landmarks. So I walked around there. Also walked around the Tower of London, one of my favorite spots too, because there's a lot of history in the Tower of London. It was built back in like 1000 AD. And a lot of history there. Anne Boleyn was executed there. It's expensive to go in, like almost 30 pounds, so I didn't need to go in. In fact, I think I've already been in there once before on a former visit. But just being around it, walking around was cool. I finally got my hands on some postcards, wanted to send postcards to some family, so I did that, and that was great. And then Thursday, met up with Dave again, and we grabbed a drink. So yeah, so I'm here at Friday and in new accommodation. I haven't seen the room yet. It is private, but I haven't seen it. I just went in. It's actually a pub and hostel, but I got a private room. So I can't tell yet so far. It looks a little rough around the edges, a little shabby, but it's like a pub. It's kind of cool. So I'm excited. Just 2 more nights in London and then I'm headed off. So tomorrow I plan on meeting up with Katie again, and we're gonna do something, probably walk around or visit a park, something outdoors. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And you know, I mentioned confidence and traveling, and it's interesting. I'm kind of noticing something this trip. When I was in the Peace Corps, God, 12 years ago, and immediately after Peace Corps, I was very driven by accomplishment, like doing things that made me feel proud of myself. And I was like so addicted to that it was really driving me, and it was really almost consuming me. Like I had to do things that were of a caliber that made me feel accomplished. You know, and of course that's specific to every person, but and travel was always a way that really made me feel that. So now here I am 12 years later, you know, past that, and you know, I'm in the UK. I'm traveling around. I'm figuring out trains and, you know, places to stay and all these things that, you know, for the average person, as someone who doesn't, you know, travel much, are pretty difficult. And you know, I think they're relatively easy for me. I don't want to sound cavalier. I mean, it's great that I'm in a place that is, I don't have a language barrier, and there's very little cultural barrier. So I'm really digressing here. Make the point, Alex. So I want to just go back to confidence and accomplishment. I don't really feel the need anymore to have that accomplishment, to earn that confidence through that accomplishment. Like I'm glad that I'm able to do these things and to find my way and to know where I'm going and what I'm doing, but it's not the accomplishment that's driving me. It's just the doing. It's just the enjoyment. And that is really liberating, because I'm now finding, since I'm here, I'm just doing things because I like them. You know, I'm walking around because I find it enjoyable. I'm going to different places because I find it enjoyable. It's what I want to do. But the accomplishment doesn't even faze me anymore. It's not something I'm even thinking about. So that's actually something to be I'm really glad to be rid of. And I think I've been rid of it for years, but I just realize now that I don't need to accomplish any great feat for my own self, to prove anything to myself, to feel confident. So it's been really great to realize. So I just realized the first part of that video was probably a little bit out of focus. I don't know, but I hate it when that happens, but my vlogs are so impromptu, I can't do it over. There's no take 2. So just kind of as a conclusion to today's video, I just wanted to tell you 1 or 2 funny stories that have happened to me. Here in London, I've been finding pay toilets, meaning it's a toilet you got to put money in or something in to go in. And up until yesterday, when I forced myself to take out a little bit of cash, I didn't have any cash on me, no coin, no bills. So I when you go out and walk around in the town of London, you have to go to the bathroom, and there's public toilets, but they cost money. Either by a credit card, which London uses like contactless tap cards. America doesn't have a lot of those, so my card is not that. It's a chip. So I found a toilet that you had to put a contactless card in. Couldn't do it. Almost thought about going underneath. You couldn't even put cash in if you had it. And I keep finding other bathrooms that take cash. So it's 20 pence. It's like 20 cents. But yeah, I keep getting stuck without bathrooms. However, I do have a little bit of coin on me now. So that's been not fun. Another thing is I figured that people would walk on the sidewalk on the left. Yeah, the same place that they drive. So, you know, in America, we walk down the sidewalk on the right side. That's the pedestrian flow of traffic. I think it's on the left. I think majority are on the left, but it's not everybody. So I'm like constantly running into people like, which side are you walking on? Which side are you supposed to be walking on? I don't know. I don't know if people can tell that I'm American because I walked on the right side. I've been trying to walk on the left. I don't know what's correct. But anyways, those are a couple of the funny things that have been happening. So I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for watching my vlogs, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.